Even as Israel slammed the door on any dialogue with the Palestinians after a unity deal with Hamas, the Islamic group has been slowly inching its way toward a tacit acceptance of Israel. Despite being officially dedicated to liberating all of Palestine, in recent days Hamas leaders have spoken of accepting a Palestinian state in the 1967 borders, effectively alongside Israel. But a tacit nod of Israel's existence is not enough for the Jewish state, which has said it will not have any dealings with the Palestinian government that embraces Hamas until it renounces violence and explicitly recognizes Israel. If Palestine's national unity is unity for peace, then we would be the first to support it, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Thursday after meeting French President Nicolas Sarkozy in Paris. But if it's a unity to move away from peace, pursue the battle for Israel's eradication, then obviously we oppose it, and so should everyone else. Hamas leader Khalid Mashaal said that negotiations with Israel, domestic governance, foreign affairs, domestic security and resistance, and other field activities against Israel would be reached in consensus between Palestinian factions. According to Mashaal, though Hamas will not attack Israel without the prior consent of Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, the organization still has a right to carry arms as part of its struggle against Israel. Sources close to the Palestinian president told the Wall Street Journal that prior to signing the Unity Pact in Cairo, Mashaal said Hamas was willing to adopt a strategy of non-violent resistance, at least for the time being. They accept non-violent resistance. That's what Mashaal said in closed meetings, said Fatah senior official Nabeel Shouth, who attended the talks between the sides. He said, "We cannot do violence and you do non-violence. It does not work." Meanwhile, an Israeli official told the American newspaper that Mashaal's comments are unlikely to convince Israel that Hamas is abandoning violence. "We don't buy that. Mashaal's actions prove otherwise, and Hamas's charter clearly calls for the destruction of Israel and all-out jihad," said the official. White House officials told the Wall Street Journal that Washington is studying Mashaal's comments. The officials stressed that the U.S. is willing to involve Hamas in the Middle East peace process on condition that it renounces violence and recognizes the State of Israel. There is no question that Hamas's motive for reconciliation and any temporary peace with Israel is for the sake of the creation of a Palestinian state. Certainly they have no plans to make real peace with Israel, but for the time being will moderate and yield to PA leader Mahmoud Abbas in hopes that the rest of the world will buy into their deception. It's no surprise that Israel is not buying the Hamas-Fatah unity charade, but frankly, Israel isn't their intended audience. With U.S. officials stating they are willing to involve Hamas in the Middle East peace process, if they only renounce violence and recognize the State of Israel, it looks to me that they may at least be halfway there. As we march closer to the September peace or recognition benchmark, I see Hamas hiding under the umbrella of the Palestinian Authority and allowing Palestinian leader Abbas to speak for the organization as a whole. I do expect them to moderate their views to meet the minimum standards of the U.S. and EU, though. I suspect Hamas's adoption of a strategy of nonviolent resistance will meet that minimum standard. As far as recognizing Israel, it is likely that Palestinian leader Abbas will speak for the entire Palestinian Authority, which includes Hamas, and recognize the State of Israel in behalf of the Union. However, I do not see Hamas changing their charter, and I doubt it will even be an issue with the U.S. and the international community. Here's where the real problem comes in. If Hamas does bow to the wishes of the international community, it will place a tremendous amount of pressure on Israel to end all settlement building and agreed to the creation of a Palestinian state along pre-1967 borders. I will not say that an agreement will be forged by September, but if this scenario holds true, it is likely all parties, including Hamas, could be back at the negotiating table by summer's end. If this does happen, I have to believe both the U.S. and the international community will insist on a quick and final timeline for the completion of negotiations. Israel is about to enter into a situation where it must negotiate with known enemies and give land that is rightfully theirs for the creation of a neighboring state they know will one day rise up against them. Are we getting closer to the temporary peace accord the Bible speaks of in Daniel 9:27? I truly believe we're closer than we've ever been, but if you're a Christian, don't expect to witness it firsthand. This is Terry Malone with the Calvary Prophecy Report.